news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Sleeper hit that came out almost a decade ago.
What? I gotta beat this.
Let's go.
You're right. Of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Welcome, welcome. Let's do one per day. I got some gems in there. I got the chest hair out. Let's get a close up on that chest hair. All right. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show that starts at 6 o'clock. I hope we're looking good. Let's give a shout out to this background. Shout out to the beautiful black cosplayers in the back. There's a sexy predator in the corner. Not that kind of predator. Hey, yo. Just in case.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6:05. Ooh, that's it.
It's going to be a good show. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
I don't know if you've heard.
All right. Welcome to Live at 5. Today's topic is Control-Alt-Black. Control-Alt-Black. Cosplay ain't just for colonizers anymore, baby. Happy ODDNEGROZ Thursday, my nigga. Shout out to all my demon hunters out there. Shout out to all my demon slayers out there. Keep getting them. Keep getting them. Today we're going to be talking about black nerds. As you can see, I got my Misfits anime tee on. Rockstar Mogul exclusive. Limited edition. One of one. Cut all the way up. Cut all the way up. Because that's how we like tees. I'll get the light bulb showing. That's what's up. All right. Today we're gonna be talking about black nerds. What the problem is? Why is this such a problem when black people do Asian face?
Asian
Because at the end of the day, Asians made the anime, so it's up to them to be offended. I think. Sorry, it's their thing. I'm just putting them live now on Instagram. Yeah, it's their thing. You know what I mean? You can white people can't take anime. So that's for starters. Anime is made, majority of it, the best ones are made by Japanese people. So
it's the whole Asian program.
You can't put, let them get upset. That's all I'm saying. Adjust the camera here. Take a look at this background real quick. Word. Titties. He's foaming at the mouth. We got Pokemon deck cards. That's going to come into play later today. Shouts to Sailor Moon. Shouts to AI. Crushing it as always. Welcome to Live at 5. Okay, we're gonna get to affirmations. Inside the chat, I do have a link to our other show about actual blackface in the movie and music industry. I'm doing a mohawk thing here in the front. I'm trying to do like a cosplay thing, like an anime thing. I don't know. How does it look? How are we looking? Not bad. It's sort of like a Papadorus Rex. Shout out to Papadorus Rex.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
We're talking about cosplay, nerd culture. How long have nerds existed, especially the black ones? Pretty long. I'm going to break down the history of black nerdom, where the word Blerds came from. Shouts to the Blerds. Yeah, shouts to the Blerds. Drop some black nerd facts. And we're going to watch a lot of clips. We got a lot of clips. But first, we're going to get into affirmations. What kind of clips are we talking about? I got clips. I got clips for days, baby. We're going to get into the history of black nerds on television. We're going to get into some stories from some cosplayers who got some racial energy and what to do about that and what we should do going forward. Shout out to Siberian Bear Suits in the chat. Shout out to Chuck Heron. New album out now. What up? New album out now. I think it's 2 albums out right now. But the cartridge, shout out to the cartridge. Fantastic album. Fantastic. So, love that. Thank you for joining me. But for sure. Yeah, for sure. Charles, new up there she is. My wife. Shout out to black.
The African American woman is the backbone of the black family. Really, the whole American family. I mean, who wasn't raised by a black woman? I know I was.
Shout outs to my wife in the chat, as always. Shout outs to anime and shout outs to anime. Tina Turner, who apparently, speaking of cosplay, is going to be played by the witch. Old Chicken Bones. I forget her name. What's her name? She needs a steak. I forget the witch's name, but apparently she's supposed to be playing Shaka Khan, the witch from the green one, the green witch one. She's got a bald head. You know what?
And what, check with Google time. Google time.
Wicked. She's from Wicked. She's apparently supposed to be playing Shaka Khan, which I would say,
yo, that's racist.
Because but look at that. Tina Turner has a song called Sticky Wicket. Shouts to Sticky Wicket. And shouts to Tina Turner. I don't know why I'm talking about Tina Turner today. Just in case I don't make it home tonight. All right. I'm trying to get the name of that lady. Hold on. I got it. Cynthia Erivo. She's supposed to be playing Shaka Khan allegedly. So I hope not. But if so, fuck it. Who cares, right? Like I said, we're going to get to affirmations first, and then we're going to get into what's the deal with these white people hating on black cosplayers. Not just the men, of course, absolutely the women. Absolutely the women. So we'll get into that. Shouts to the background one more time. Shouts to titties. Titties over here, titties over there, titties everywhere. Welcome to Live at 5, where you
We're going live. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock.
All right. So let's get into affirmations. We fooled around enough. Again, I'm going to be talking about Black culture, Black nerd culture specifically, and also how far back. You think in 80s, you're wrong. Try 1900s. All right. Let's get into affirmations where I read daily, friendly, fun, free reminders of how important you are to the world and how important some people are not to the world. Respect to the law. I read affirmations from my wife, Marcella, April Ponticello. Excuse me. Free every day or every other day. Go check it out. But now it's time for affirmations. We're going to get into that. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show that starts at 6 o'clock.
We're going live. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
My dear American sister.
So this is why I stalk her page like a freak. I came up with a game plan. I'll do art with Mark only on Fridays when it gets crazy. I'll do art with Mark for X Gonna Give It To You. Just because that's already a clip show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well.
I would hate to.
Okay.
I don't want to play clips and then get into the topical clips that I'm getting into for the show. Kind of messes up my flow as far as clips. Speaking of flows, shouts to what I got. What did I see today? Oh, shoutouts to Flo. Shoutouts to R&B singers who used to fear of coming home due to gun violence or gangsterism. Do you remember that song, Just In Case I Don't Make It Home Tonight? That was an R&B singer in fear of his life from either getting arrested from the police or maybe murdered in gang violence. So if there's any, I know Friday is an R&B singer who is kind of still hood, if you will, that's the word, gangsta. But there's not a lot of R&B singers who are gangsta anymore. And I'm not talking about Chris Brown because all he hits is women. Maybe up his bodyguard or something. Right? But yeah, whatever. He hits local staff and women. So I'm talking about R&B singers who still fear street violence. What are you doing in street violence? You're an R&B singer. So I don't think those guys exist. That's probably a good thing. We don't need drill singers as well as like drill rappers. That's kind of redundant. Okay, time for affirmations. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here, and I appreciate you. If it looks like a mental breakdown,
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
We're going full anime today. Full blanime. Put the BL in front of all the words. Make it. All right. Let's share the screen. Alexa, make me big. She'll try. All right, we did it. Good looking. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're enjoying your Thursday so far. Weather's nice. Nice little breeze. I hope you're around people who give a shit about you. And if not, get going. What are you waiting for? All right, let's here we go. We found them right out the gate. Right out the gate. Let's start with the first one. Let's see what we got. May you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. Brilliant. Brilliant. Listen, I have a mantra I'll share with you. I say it every day. You can say it to yourself too. It works. Enough to live and enough to give. Just say that every now and again. Hope for enough to live, and for you to have enough to offer somebody else. That's it. That's all I pray for. Enough to live and enough to give. So this is a quote after my own heart. May you live as long as you want and never want as long as you live. So bravo. For sure. And that term, live as long as you want, is very serious, because you could die and still be alive. So don't be dead and alive. Live as long as you want. And I do wish you never want as long as you live. Who wants a long life wanting shit all the time? That sucks. Brilliant. Spelled brilliant wrong. Nope, got it. Oi, the British say. Oi, cosplaying is British. You know, one of the stupidest, the dumbest things, shout outs to that. Brilliant. One of the dumbest things I've seen today, just in lieu of this cosplay thing I'm doing today, the confusion. It gets so confusing that it's stupid. It goes like this: if we can't dress like if we can't dress like black people, why can you dress like Asians? And then Asians say, if you can't, you could dress like us, but those aren't us. Those are just cartoons. But then the Spanish people go, are we allowed to dress up as black anime characters? And we go, absolutely not. No one's allowed to dress up as black anime characters, because that is literally putting on a different skin tone. But then when it comes to black characters playing anime characters, they don't necessarily, none of them I've ever seen in the history of cosplay change their skin tone to match the anime, unless they were like green or red or something like that. So,
Yo, that's racist.
So
Yo,
that's the stupidity that's happening in the cosplay world. They are all over the place of who should be allowed to do what and what is absolutely not acceptable. So we'll cover some of that today, but I don't really believe at the end of the day there is a legit answer. I do believe, like, look at me summing up the show before we even start. I'm just giving you some hindsight. Obviously, I have a clip. I'm just letting you know straight what's on my mind, straight out the gate, and that's the stupidity surrounding the cosplay community. That's going from old videos to new videos. Same stupidity. So we'll get into that, but let's get back to these affirmations. Sorry to get off course. Welcome to Level 5, where we get off course sometimes.
We're going live.
What are we talking about?
Live at 5. Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
The day I'm at a 7-Eleven in Japan is the day I know I made it. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied, sis. You ain't never lied. Speaking of Asians, we're back on cosplay. And like I said, Japanese people created anime, so go fuck yourself. Let's just look at a 7-Eleven in Japan. Fuck it.
And what, let's check with
Google time. It's Google time.
I've been to Japan, but I did not go into a 7-Eleven, which is interesting. I never thought about that. Necessarily, I don't really eat at 7-Eleven. Most people don't. But if you are going to eat at one, you probably should eat at one in Japan, because I'm pretty sure it's fucking amazing. So here we are. We got it. I'll just do stills. We don't have to do a video. Let's not get crazy. Well, first, out the gate, we're fucked. Out the gate, we're fucked. We are fucked out. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Out the gate, we are fucked because the website for 7-Eleven exists. I don't even know. First of all, if we did have a website, and I'm not trying to be racist.
Yo, that's racist.
Would it be run by Habibi? Only Indians run 7-Elevens in America. So I have a question. If there was a website, for some reason you need customer service at 7-Eleven, I don't even know what the fuck that is. But if you did need some customer service at 7-Eleven, would it be Habibi?
Holy shit!
Now we're talking about customer service, like traditional customer service. So to be like, welcome to, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. It's not me.
Plus, my wife does a better Indian accent than I do. So we're fucked out the gate because the website. Guys, look at this shit. So go fuck yourself. If you end up in a 7-Eleven, you did make it. They got tuna mayonnaise onigiri, egg salad sandwich, smoothies, nanachiki or chaiki. Look at this juicy chicken. Go fuck yourself. Look at the web. Look at the website. Hold on. Top sellers. So we lost already. Look at the snacks. Uh-oh. Here we go. Grapes. We lost. Gummy chocolate shine muscat grapes. Yum. Damn right. Thank you for your CP in the chat. You damn right, Yum. Look how delicious that is. Now I want to go to 7-Eleven in Japan. Look at that. Look at what we got. Uh-oh. We got egg sandwiches. We got apples. We got cakes. More fruits. Beautiful. It's very clean and lean. So we lost already. The food looks delicious. I haven't seen one pizza yet. I actually haven't seen any cheese at all. So we okay, I have to click on, then I'm done. How to buy hot snacks. Okay. After I click on this, that's it. And I'm going back to affirmations. I'm not gonna get distracted again. This is the last time.
How to buy hot snacks. Look by the cash register at 7-Eleven to find fried chicken, pork franks, and other hot snacks.
Yum. I'm hungry.
Just ask at the register if you would like to buy a hot snack.
Like it's nice.
Even if you don't know the item's name, you can order by pointing it out to the cashier. Rest assured that allergens, the type of meat used in products, and other details are listed in English and Japanese on each product's price tag.
Look at it. No problem. That was actually fun to watch and very informative. Look at that. Beautiful. So shout outs to the Asians and shout out to 7-Eleven.
Just the whole Asian Pokemon.
Yeah, what up?
We did it. Yeah. So I would say being at a 7-Eleven, taking that detour. We just went to a 7-Eleven in Japan. Welcome to Live at 5, where we do things like that.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. It's 5. Ooh, that's it.
I'm a plebe for everything Japanese, clearly, the T. But I love you for this comment. And I got to see a 7-Eleven. We will be in there like swim Where? That's it. Jobs are not paying 3 times the rent, so why is that required? Holy shit. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Oh.
It's not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Making my way downtown.
Not me. I'm fighting for my life. It's not me.
Listen, I can't believe this is still a fucking thing. Who do they think you are? Who do they think we are? Trump? Daddy Warbucks? Nobody has 3 times the rent on them. Are you crazy? Remember the niggas used to be like, you got that up front? Can you give me that like today? What do I look like, a drug dealer? Everybody knows how much the minimum wage is, and everybody knows how much people are getting paid. So, but when they ask for this amount of money, it is stupid. And it's also being blatantly oblivious to the market. The market hasn't paid 3 times as much the rent since rent existed. So
It's twisted. Somebody did that thing to somebody else. That somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
it's never happened. Okay, they've never paid us 3 times. No one has never said they got paid 3 times as much as their rent. Who? Maybe I need to change my circles because nobody in my circle is content with rent. Are you crazy? Everyone's not making enough. So yeah, stop asking for shit that we don't got.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was mine.
It's just barbaric. You know what, landlords, grow the fuck up. All right. This gets stern face. Right, like this. Exactly. There you go. That's not how you spell exactly. We'll get it. There you go. Nope. There you go. Nope. All right, we got it. Very funny. But factual. Funny, yet factual. They have not paid 3 months rent to the American citizens in advance. Who has 3 times their rent money? If you do, donate to the damn chat.
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
The Cash App is right there. Just do the Cash App. All right. It's at the bottom. So if you do have too much money, please donate to ODDNEGROZ. ODDNEGROZ 1. That would be nice. Okay. Thank you for that. Moving on. Humans really could have had a beautiful life existence on Earth, just creating art and eating fruit. Instead, we have credit scores and taxes. Yes. Sort of like Greece. We could have been living like Greece, just fucking making naked statues and eating fruit. We could have been doing that. But instead, we have high cholesterol and we're fucking stressed all day, every day.
This is me right here, all day, every day. God.
We are either malnourished or not nourished enough or overnourished, something like that. But yeah, never in the middle. So yeah, we could be eating fruits. We're too stressed to eat healthy. That's the problem. You know, it used to be like, I remember Peggy Bundy would be like, she's the woman who eats the bonbons when she was like bummed out about Al or whatever, or that was her comfort food, the snack. So my thing is like this. We only eat comfort food. We no longer eat healthy. We only eat what's comforting to us emotionally and what's satisfying to the taste buds at 10. And TikTok does not help. All these videos showing you all this crazy concoctions of cheeseburger burritos and all this pork chop burger, double burger sandwiches and all this bullshit. The sushi fucking cheesesteaks. That's all visually and emotionally triggering food, and we're all in that position or placement. Not all of us, but some of us, a lot of us are in that position where we're only eating for comfort and not to survive. So when you feel right in life, look where are we going with this? Look at this. Because I put the goat sweater on, I'm getting my namaste. What namaste? No, don't leave. Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're so excited for you to be a part of this experience, the fans. So you want to leave?
It's a play on words. No, we're not eating to survive because we're too hurt. We're hurt. So we eat to make us happy, and that's not necessarily the better option. So yeah, I guess once we're at a good place in life, we'll start eating healthy again. Us all. All right. But yeah, this is true. Without the stress of bills, and again, like the nice one. I mean, the other I was gonna put nice. I just said nice one. Like the other one about the rent. Reasonable rent. Then we could get our fruit on, chilling. I'm trying to get my fruit on. There you go. Love it. I care about that. I used to tell myself maybe they're going through something, but I realized I was too, and I never treated no one that way. Well, always pat yourself on the back if you find yourself being, effortlessly nice. It's not easy. So if you find yourself being effortlessly nice for nothing, pat yourself on the back.
You got to love life to have fun, and you got to have life to love life.
Don't take that for granted that you were kind to people, especially when they weren't kind to you, or you acknowledge someone going through something and put some extra love on that. So pat yourself on the back for that. Don't treat people like shit, no matter what. So when people treat you a certain way because they're going through whatever the hell, maybe the rent. Shouts to the rent. Maybe whatever the hell is going on. That shouldn't trickle down to how they treat you. And if it's unacceptable. And again, stop hanging out around people who don't give a fuck about you. All right, next one. I like to burn bridges while I'm still standing on them, so people know I'm serious about my crazy. Oh shit.
Holy shit! What is reality?
Definitely. So I'm serious about my crazy. Like this. Like on a whale. Wait, I think I could do better. Hold on. What do we got? Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Live at 5. If you're just joining us,
we're going live.
We're doing affirmations where I read positive vibes, the GOAT, positive vibes from my wife's Facebook page. That's available every single day. There you go. Just put this like this. There you go. That's great. Fantastic. Yeah, this is Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. And we just wrapped up our affirmations. Congratulations, everyone. You did it.
My dear American sister. My dear American sister.
All right, live at 5. Today's show is Control-Alt+BLACK. Usually it says
Delete.
but we won't be deleting black. Well, I finished it. Cosplay ain't just for colonizers anymore. We got the titties in the back. And of course, your troll seething at the mouth, foaming, frothing at the tips. Let's check out the black cosplays. Love that. Okay. We're going to get into our first clip of the night. I'm going to get into some facts. I'm going to get to some other things. But let's get into the word blurred. Okay, blurred. I got a song for you too. Blurred.
I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black man. I've got the dentist. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black man. I'm not going away. It's in my DNA.
That's Black Nerd. A fantastic song. I'm getting the name for you real quick. I'll put it in the chat. That is my song for the night. You know, they brought back the fatigue thing. They said people are suffering from black nerd fatigue. So fuck it. It's back. You know, unfortunately, what I couldn't find. Oh, Sherman's Showcase. Sherman's Showcase Black Nerd is a song I'm playing tonight over and over again. Sherman's Showcase. Black Nerd is the name of the song. Yeah, it's just the amount of hatred, and I guess I want to say the confusion around I guess what we care about. We care about a whole bunch of things. So it's interesting when people think that you don't give a fuck because of your skin color. So why would you care about anime if you're black? That group is from Maine. I believe the front singer is black. Yeah. He's a black man with afros. He got an afro. But this was from the this was a show. This was a Sherman Showcase, is a show on IFC. I think I saw this with my wife before. He's like a guy, the chubby guy. I think he plays the keyboard. He does a whole bunch of stuff. It's peak blackness. I don't know if you can see. This is a show. Let me see what we got. Let me see if I can get better than that. Hold on. Give me a second. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that. There it goes. Let me see. You got it? There it goes. Peak blackness. Sherman is standing in the front like that. Okay, that's a show on IFC. So that's what this song is from. Black Nerd. Shout out to Sherman Showcase. Fan of the show. Not yet. Yeah, so the term blurred existed a long time ago, okay? But they did make it famous in the 2003 show Scrubs. I never watched the show. I am familiar with the show, but I am aware that the dude from Clueless, I always see him. I do not know his name. I should Google him, but maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Maybe I will. Fuck it.
And what, let's check with
Google time. Google time.
Scrubs. This is a show about two nurses, right? They get into angst. Two male nurses that get into a bunch of angst. Sure. I'm sure it's funny. Donald Faison. Donald Faison. He was using that term a lot. Blurred. Back in 2003. And they claimed in season 6, episode 2, people called out that, oh, we couldn't believe that for first time in the show, somebody called out, like a big show, someone called out the culture of nerds who are Black and also do have regular jobs, but also go home and game hardcore or fucking do collectibles or put little figurines together and shit. They didn't know that we were, into all that kind of stuff. So that would be where the term Blerds came from. But I'm going back, not in video form, because we did old timey videos yesterday. I'm doing new videos today. As far as I think I'm going back, which I will show you. I am going to show a clip from the 1991, the first ever Comic-Con. So I want to get a peek. It's only like a 3-minute video. I want to get a peek of the first Comic-Con, and I'm going to play a little game where I want to see if there was even any Black people in the trailer. Well, not the trailer, the news coverage of the Comic-Con for the first time, and if there's any Black people in the trailer. That's just answered all of my questions. We've been into this shit for a very long time. It costs money to go to Comic-Con. So for you to pay to go to an event, you're definitely into it. But in 1903, W.E.B. Du Bois, shout out to W.E.B. Du Bois, he published a book called The Souls of Black Folk. It blended sociology, philosophical points, and speculative metaphors, and his play on our Afrofuturism. Check out that book. It's called The Souls of Black Folk. And it's just pretty much, my understanding, didn't read the book, but I'm got references. My understanding in this book, he talked about the Black diaspora in many, many levels and how we're not just all one-noted. So check that out when you get a chance. Also, throwing it out there, 1966, another fact. The first issue, since we're going to go to Comic-Con, since we're going to Comic-Con 1991, the first issue of Black Panther issued in the Fantastic Four number 52. Shout out to Stan Lee. T'Challa. Oh, shout out to Jack Kirby as well. T'Challa becomes the first Black superhero in mainstream comics. So back in 1966 was the first issue of Black Panther. So again, you think niggas wasn't cramming to get their hands on that? Of course we were. So
it was all a dream.
Pretty much, as you can see, since 1903, we've been, I guess I want to say, diving or delving or exploring Afrofuturism and what is Black, like what is Black sci-fi? What is Black? What are the Black visions of what science fiction is? Since it's both of us, it's me and you, right? People. We saw what y'all like to do. A lot of Terminator stuff, a lot of naked women kissing in the pool. You like stuff like this. But I don't mind species either. But the thing is, what's the alternative, right? You got things like Damascus. Go watch Damascus. You just gotta. You have a movie called there's an Afrofuturism movie that we saw, the Neptune something. 1 second. Google time.
And what check with
Google time. Google time.
I don't need it.
We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6:05. Ooh, next day.
Neptune Frost. Watch Neptune Frost. It's an African movie about, it was made in 2021, and it's one of the coolest sci-fi movies I've seen in a long time. And we're talking about makeshift, low budget, mid-budget, but we're talking about creativity. That's what I mean. Creativity. Not to say white people aren't creative. That's not what I'm saying. You guys come up with some really wild shit. I don't know if the nightmares come from the casseroles or what, but you guys got the vivid imagination, and it's usually very dark and very slimy and very creepy and weird, and I appreciate some of those. Some of them are good. But again, to have two different takes is what being America is all about, right? So why not see from both sides of the party? So that I'll stop there with the facts. Go watch Neptune Frost. It's a fucking awesome movie. All black cast, and it's about pretty much black Afrofuturism. That's pretty much it. I mean, of course, the story is more complex than that, but I don't got to tell you about that. It's just it's a tale. But go dig that. Okay, we're gonna watch the first Comic-Con, the clip of the first Comic-Con. We need more black sci-fi films. Shout outs to Saul Williams. You bet. Shout out to Saul. I call him Saul, fan of the show. I'm lying, but soon to be, guys. You remember, you got to channel it. You got to channel it. You got to hum on those crystals. Shout out to Saul Williams, and he's also visionary, poet, activist, rapper, singer, entertainer, director. I follow him on X. I kind of stalk him. He's really into Palestine right now, so he's not really, responding to any of my tweets. But once the Palestine thing's over,
You've got to love life to have life, and you've got to have life to love life.
once we're all wrapped up with the Palestine thing, maybe he can start making movies again. But he's not doing that right now. He's gonna save Palestine. Fucking rain, kielbasa, sleet, or snow. Is that rain, kosher, sleet, or snow? Single-handedly, Saul Williams will be saving Palestine. He is done with America and its bullshit. Listen, Saul, if you're listening, baby, you gotta let them people fight. It's tough. I get it, but you're just one man. You're just one black man. So I know I always say that. I always say,
Once again, I'm not an activist. I was caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
But just don't break yourself over it. You know what I mean? Don't lose yourself. That's all. It is a tragedy, though. It is a tragedy. There is a serious war, and it is a tragedy. But again, there's a lot of wars going on, mentally, and in these streets. So, yeah, just don't. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Don't CP, almost like color people.
Regular.
Don't lose your cool. But definitely, we all know what side you're on. I say this: be always anti-oppressor. Never stand for oppression, and never stand for anybody who kills children, because that's no good. You gotta protect the children. So, for sure, that's something that I stand for that.
Don't harm the children.
That's what I stand for. So whoever stands for that, whoever's not doing that, I'm on your side. Okay, thank you for your CP in the chat. Now it's time to get into the damn show. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. This is Control-Alt-Black, not delete.
Delete.
Cosplay ain't just for colonizers anymore, baby. Happy ODDNEGROZ Thursday. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Let's get into some damn clips. All right, I got some shit for you over here. We're gonna set it up on the left, y'all, and then we're gonna possibly, if we get a chance, set it up on the right. So I got a little dip for you. I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna replenish my plenishers, and we'll get into our first clip. Love to see you. Glad you're joining me. Let's get into some blurred shit.
Did I do that?
I don't know if you've heard, but
don't know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. I like a bicycle thief and Georgia O'Keeffe. I don't know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. And there are many of us. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. I've got plenty of interests, and I'm on Pinterest. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. And I'm not going away, it's in my DNA. I don't know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. I like a bicycle thief and Georgia O'Keeffe. I don't know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. And there are many of us. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. I've got plenty of interests.
Dope. Speaking of black nerds, thanks for your patience. I'm back. Welcome to Live at 5. Hope you enjoyed Sherman's showcase. Black nerds. Speaking of black nerds,
Going after the chip.
The same reason they love my phone. These little guys are drawn to data.
What do you mean drawn to
It's
data?
intelligent. The more data it consumes, the smarter it gets.
These things eat data.
shouts to black nerds. You mean to tell me these things eat data? You mean to tell me these? You want to take that again? All right, I'll take it one more time. You mean to tell me these things eat data? Cut. That's a cut on cube. All right. How many times do you think it took Eva Longoria to get that? These little bugs are attracted to my phone. They love data. Huh. Let me get this straight. You mean to tell me those things eat data? Precisely. Yes, data. I don't think it was that bad. It's crazy that it's made, but I don't think it's that bad. You know, you got to get, these kids are spoiled. Everyone's spoiled. Y'all didn't have the Sci-Fi Channel. This is just Sci-Fi Channel stuff, guys. Old school, late night, early morning, crazy, not as good as Sharknado, but equally poorly executed. That's all it was. So you're spoiled because you don't know nothing about that. I was hoping to, I'm glad that every single day I'm going to put a sneaky message about how much I hate cops. Every day.
This is me right here, all day, every day.
You're a fucking pig.
It's ACAB all day on this side. Shout out to YouTube for banning me for my beliefs on pigs. Excuse me. I'm getting into my white. Oh Jesus! I'm in my white supremacy bag. Hold on. A little gassy. Excuse me. All right, so I want to show you a clip of the first Comic-Con, and then we'll get into. I'll get into the clip actually too, what my wife showed me the other night, which kind of sparked this episode today. She is my muse. Shout out to my wife. Thank you for your CP in the chat.
I wish I did. Like, subscribe and share.
So let's get a throwback to 1992 Comic-Con, which should be a blast from the past. Guys, Live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock. This was, of course, in San Diego. I think it's been there ever since. They might have moved it, but I'm not really sure. I've never been. One day. I heard it smells though, so I'm down to clown. You know, it's kind of like if you love this shit, you love gaming, you love all this type of shit. It's kind of like being at a concert, brother. Because yeah, you know what else? Concerts stink sometime too, but you're there to rock out. You look past all that stuff. So
regular.
So my thing is like, I know what nerds, not all, but I know what some nerds smell like. It's you know, gamers and shit. They have the what is it called? The stereotype of being smelly and fat and whatever. But Cheeto hands and Cheeto dust and blah blah blah. But I would look to that, see if that's really the case, right? When you go in the heart of it, I'm talking about San Diego, baby. Like that's the Super Bowl of Comic-Con, not this New York shit, which is not bad. Never been there either, though.
I don't.
But I'm pretty sure San Diego is the OG. It's the OG.
I don't know.
So let's get into the first Comic-Con, and then we'll get a little bit more clips, and then we're gonna wrap it up. It's not gonna be a long show. Thank you for joining me. Live at 5, you're on the show that starts at 6:30. I'm gonna share my screen. Shout out to Sherman, forget the name already. For Black Nerd, put this bitch on 720p because we don't want nos problemos. We got it. All right, guys. Welcome to Live at 5. The only show starts at 6:30. I appreciate you joining me. You could be anywhere else in the world. If you choose to be here, I don't know what possessed you. What possessed you to come join me here? But I appreciate you all the same. So shout outs to you.
And we started at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man, it's incredible. There's always a line around the back. They're standing.
Boxes.
You can't find this stuff anyplace else but here.
Definitely, the name is what makes them buy the book originally, or the cover.
Comic art almost has a bad connotation. It really is work, and a lot of it goes for a lot of money.
How much is this one? That's 75.
Robotech, Macros, Gundam, 0083, Dirty Pair.
We have not only comics, we have films.
Mind you, Gundam is still very prevalent in the community. Dare I say, people are still building Gundams. Gundam has been around since the 80s, maybe even early 70s. So late 70s. So Gundam has been around for a very long time. Most of the time people are getting Gundam pieces to build them from scratch, piece by piece. I forget what it's called, but it's a thing called when you build those miniatures. Oh yeah, let's keep it going.
This is Green Jello. This is the world's first video-only band.
Look at this fucking guy. If he doesn't scream 1992, dude, holy shit. Look at this guy.
You know where that came from?
Look at this fucking guy. He looks like 1993 personified, dude. Fuck yes. He looks like Riddle. You don't get that joke. You don't watch wrestling. He looks like Zach, but like with long hair. Shout out to this guy.
Very goofy. 12 to 15 delinquents, all working together to a common goal.
Sir, the UN Spacey has always defeated the Zentradi before.
Well, this is a Macros 2. It's a story about, I don't know. It's about there's alienated, aliens attack the Earth.
It's a nice little weekend to kind of escape reality for a while.
All humans are the same.
My hat.
Captain Hat.
If I told you, might go back to my place and find out one of my deep, dark secrets.
Godzilla, 250? It's 250. 250.
$3,000.
Not bad. I saw some black people on the line, but that looks like fun. Shouts to 1982. Getting it in early. Waking up at the crack of dawn. 1973, guys. Wonder Woman's twin sister, Nubia. Number 204 was DC's first black female superhero. Shouts to Nubia, Wonder Woman's twin sister. Did you hear about that?
I don't know if you've heard. I got the dentist, and I'm the dentist. I don't know if you've heard. I'm a black man. I'm not going away. It's in my DNA.
So let's just get a close up on Nubia. Let's get into her bio real quick. She didn't make the movie. Even though there was enough champagne to fill the Nile, she didn't make the movie. So, you know what would have been cool if they would have threw Nubia in the 1983 one just to make it a better movie. Because man, oh man, was that movie terrible. But what if Nubia was there? Hold on. Fictional character appearing in DC publications, first black female, 1973 Wonder Woman. She's fraternal twin sister and her closest friend. There she is in all her glory. Look at her hair, dude. She looks fucking gnarly. Why not? Just throw it in there. She looks gnarly. Hair's all fleeked out. Look at that. Love that. Perfect. We did it. Let's go back a bit. I just want to know where she's Hippotola. Successful Wonder Woman's mother, Hippotola. Nubia, the real one. They had a comic book where they fought side by side against evil. Shouts to all my demon slayers out there. Shouts to all my demon hunters out there. Hold up. I am Nubia. Wonder Woman is the floating island. Hola, Nubia. I guess here she's Spanish. I don't know what's happening here. Sure. Oh, she got an action figure. Holy shit.
Regular degular.
The African American woman is the backbone.
I don't know if you've heard.
That's fucking gnarly. Didn't even know that existed. So we did it. Guys, we did it. Instead of Cheetah, oh, that's who was in that white. Instead of, oh my God, thank you for your CP in the chat. Could you imagine that stupid shit?
Holy shit! What is reality?
They had Cheetah in the movie, but they had a Nubian princess from Africa, which was already her sister. Do you see the stupid shit that they be doing? Do you see the dumb shit they be doing? It's just blatant. It's blatant racism. They made that white woman Cheetah, and they got she has a whole African real sister that could have been in the damn movie. You wouldn't know why they didn't do that, because, thank you for your CP in the chat, any black woman they would have put in the movie would have looked better than Gadot. Especially if she was in that, and one of them, if she was dressed like that. She would have stole the thing. And then we're not supposed to be looking at black woman's thighs. We're supposed to be looking at Wonder Woman's thighs. So pretty racist, but that's okay. It happens all the time.
Yo, that's racist.
We don't need no damn white cheetah. That's stupid. Let's get into the first clip of the night. Burning Daylight. Not gonna be a long show. I'm going to play a clip about the Black Nerds first. We'll get into the Black Nerds of TV, and then I'll get into the a bigotry cosplay story, and then I'll get into, to wrap it up, the clip that sparked this thing. That's what happened to Nia Long. They avoided her. Oh, a 1984 bomb. Thank you for your CP in the chat. You damn right it bombed. Everyone hated that movie, including me. It's so stupid. It's irrelevant. It's like it's like Ant-Man 3. Just dumb. Yo, shout out to you. Thank you for your CP. Shout out to my wife. Yo.
The African American woman is the backbone of the Black family. Really, the whole white people.
They said Nia Long was too not black. It was, they might as well have just said that. They said that she was too was it fat? I think I said that yesterday. She was too pretty, clearly. She definitely looks way better than Cameron Diaz. Let's be honest. Cameron Diaz looks like a sick Viking. I'm not going to do the math and look up when that movie came out and what Nia Long looked like, but she looks exactly the same now. So you compare Cameron Diaz or the whole cast of the entire cast of Charlie's Angels and compare them to what Nia Long looks like right now. I already got into this. It pissed me off because you know what happened after the fucking movie. They got the game. They got the toys. They got the Destiny's Child on the soundtrack. They said she was too old. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Too old. Well, look at Cameron Diaz right now. They said she looked old. Okay, thank you for your CP in the chat. They said she looked too old to be an angel. And you look at Drew Barrymore right now. She's somewhere swimming in a bowl of batter. You see? You see what happens? I'm not fat shaming Drew Barrymore. I'm just saying, to call someone old, I saw her eating 3 cheesesteaks. 3 cheese sandwiches. And then she did a whole show talking about how she loves macaroni and cheese. So look how far we have fallen because you do dirt. So I'm going to put up a new photo that she just put on Instagram, and then you do the math. You see what I'm talking about? And I'm not here to age shame Drew Barrymore. I'm just saying, how dare you? How dare you? You want to talk about old people? You want to call people old? Nia was robbed. She was robbed of a franchise. She was robbed. Wait, when the best man came, whenever the best man came out around the same time. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Okay, again, she had to be looking at her best because that was like a dating movie. Drew is swimming in mac and cheese, dude. Stop playing. Stop playing. You want to talk about old women? What do we have here? Speaking of, I'm only going to do Drew because I don't have to attack another Asian because I'm going to be partially defending them tonight. But my thing is this. I'm talking about, she didn't know that I don't know if she knew. Lucy Liu knew that she was the DEI hire of the fucking Charlie's Angels because we said anybody but Nia. So we got the Asian in there, made her the hacker, and cum se cum sa. But my thing is this. Look at her right now. You see what I'm talking about? Look at this old woman. Look at this. You see? You see what happens when you do shit? You end up looking like that. She looks sick. Look at this old woman making pies.
Delete! 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 Delete!
She looks like a witch. So That's what you get. Now you got oversized glasses and your bacon pies. Never, I don't see no angel in her. Charlie's Angels has left the building. She's just an old white woman in jeans now, and oversized sweaters. All right, let's get into Black Nerds. Welcome to Live at 5, guys, where we bash Drew Barrymore.
What are we talking about? I wish I would have got it.
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
So let's get a 14-minute video. I'm going to skim through it. We won't play the whole thing. Thank you for your CP in the chat. She is drowning in mac and cheese. And if you know, you know, Nia Long was robbed. If you realize how many movies came after that, it was like 3 Charlie's Angels movies with the Beyonce fucking on the soundtrack, with Destiny Child on the soundtrack. They got toys, they got games. Cut people out of that. Look, pull up Nia now. All right, look how since we looked at old Drew in her damn glasses. And then they got the nerve to give Drew Barrymore the damn talk show. Who would have said Nia Long wouldn't have had a talk show?
Regular, it's regular. No.
I'm gonna look up Nia Long now. That video was, I did not get an old video of Drew Barrymore. That is her now. Well, we fucked it, guys. Because she looks fucking hot. So we fucked it. I'm going to her Instagram. Holy shit. I'm going to her Instagram right now.
Regular.
I might have to follow her. I'm just saying.
I'm not reckless. So I'm going to the shit. You start the shit. You can't stop the shit. I'm getting the shit.
All right. I'll go to a new photo of her. This came out. Oh, this is last year. All right. I won't cheat. I'll get 2025. I'll get a picture from 2025. Of course, I chose the freakiest one, but I'll choose February. Fine. 27 weeks ago. We do modern. Got it. No problem. She's in a video with Tyler, the Creator. She's in a video with Tyler, the Creator. So he's trying to smash. Everybody's got a thing for Nigerians. All right, check this shit out. So, bam. Clearly, we could tell who won that game. It was Nia, y'all. Nia won that game. So they should have put it in the damn movie. It wouldn't look all crazy. Everybody looks crazy now. All right, let's get into Black Nerds. Welcome to Live at 5, guys. This show is titled CTRL+ALT+BLACK. Thank you for your CP in the chat. That was well worth it, and I will be following her on Instagram just for research purposes.
Did you feel that?
Yeah.
There's the witch. We got a full circle, baby. Yeah.
It was wrong. You know what? That came from me.
Really and truly, I'm just picking the lesser of the evil.
All right. We did it. Thank you for your CP in the chat. We found the witch. Full circles, 10 degrees to the witch. We found her. All right, let's get into Black Nerds, guys. This is Control Alternate Black. Cosplay just ain't for colonizers anymore, everybody. You could, you know, I don't know why white people don't just dress up as their ancestors. We can't do that. I would, you know, dress up as Jim Crow, like the Jim Crow. Do that. That'd be cool. That's different. I'm just saying, slave owner 3. Maybe. I don't know. Is that offensive? If I could dress up as I don't know, Frederick Douglass, could someone dress up like someone who owned Frederick Douglass?
Yeah.
Just saying, equal opportunists here, putting this bitch in 720p because I don't want any problems. I'm not an activist. I'm just saying, trying to be fair.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I was caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
Just saying, thank you for your CP in the chat. I'm just saying, if I dressed up as Frederick Douglass, could you dress up as the person who used to own Frederick Douglass? You should be able to. Just saying, it's a part of history. It's not made up. You know, it's a part of history. So maybe we should look into that. Are white people allowed to dress as slave owners? Would we be offended? I personally don't think I'll be offended because it's a part of history. What are you going to do? It's just like dressing up as like a president. They all own slaves too. So if I'm not offended by that, who gives a fuck, right? So I say, go for it.
It's a word that some gay man made up.
All right, guys. Share my screen. Thank you for joining me. Also, thank you for your CP in the chat. Guys, if it looks like a mental break,
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe, and share.
don't be afraid to participate in the chat as well. Even though I don't mind just talking to my wife, I'll be honest with you. Let's see what we got. I'll skip past his introduction. Let's get into this guy. See what he's into. His channel is called Black Nerds. Shouts to Blerds. Shouts to Skillshare. He's gonna tell the tale of all of the Black Nerds. I guess we're going with males, but all the way from the shows to the cinema. So please, like I said, by all means, don't be afraid.
Follow us on Instagram, connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Did I do that?
Something stupid or embarrassing, someone would say, set that out. You had to hold out your hands and let them slap you. Yeah, it's a dumb game, but we were 12. Looking back, it was actually a pernicious game that attempted to enforce a certain standard of social behavior with literal violence. So those of us with ideas and interests that seemed a little outside of the norm often had to keep our mouths shut. I've always been on the fence about identifying as a nerd. I mean, I have a lot of nerdy qualities, got a bunch of these things everywhere. I've been playing World of Warcraft for 10 years. And to this day, I'm perfectly willing to have an hour-long conversation with you about the philosophy of the Matrix. Whoa. But I also lack a lot of the qualities that are stereotypically associated with nerds. Like, I don't really have social anxiety, really. Although I'm fairly reserved in person, I'm definitely not an introvert. And I love things like sports and fitness. Honestly, the concept of being a nerd these days is so blurry that it may not even be much of a thing anymore. Nerdy.
He said sports and fitness because the stigma surrounding nerds that they're all fat and smelly. So...
Yeah.
So he said, I'm into fitness and I also work out. So I'm conflicted about what kind of nerd I am. I get that. I get that.
used to be about earnest devotion to esoteric and obscure inclinations. But these days, many things that are associated with nerds have reached the mainstream. Almost all of the highest grossing films of all time are sci-fi or fantasy movies. Some of the most high-profile public figures are people with careers in science and technology. And it seems like every other week I find a video of some famous celebrity playing Dungeons and Dragons. Now, there are some nerdy subcultures that have
I don't even know what show that is. I have to find the show where Terry Crews is playing Dungeons and Dragons. I don't even know what that means.
It was all a dream.
Can I do that?
I gotta find that. Not tonight, but I'm just saying, in general, for me, I have to watch Terry Crews play Dungeons and Dragons.
have yet to break out into the front lines of pop culture, but whereas nerds in the past were often ostracized because of their peculiar tastes, these days you can't really justify turning your nose up at a kid for dressing up like a giant fox when you just got done watching an anime about a kid possessed by a giant fox. All of this ambivalence about being a nerd was amplified for me as a young Black kid who grew up in lower income neighborhoods. I think being cool and popular is a concern for kids of all races, but for Black kids, especially Black boys, it was kind of do or die. Hi, I'm T1J.
Follow me.
Real quick, I'd like to give a big shout out to my patrons. None of these videos would be possible without the support I like Dan, human effort, all of which cost money. So if you're interested in that, and seem to have it all. Rarely was I of their intellect or unique interests. In Black media back then, the male protagonists were always cool and confident and street smart. Definitely not nerds. Even in non-Black media, Black characters were often added as a source of practical wisdom or shrewd humor. When we did experience nerdy Black characters, they were always the butt of every joke. The fact that they were nerds was unambiguously a character flaw. Of course, there were nerdy white characters who were made fun of as well, but there's such a higher variety.
Shouts to Screech, who ended up being a nerd on TV, but then becoming a porno star, and then I guess killing himself. Holy shit! It's pretty sad. Rest in peace to Screech. He just played a nerd. I don't think he was necessarily a nerd in real life.
White people.
Because he went all the way in. He went all the way in until he could go no more. So, yeah. He took that alternative lifestyle all the way. And I think that when you play a nerd on TV, you have to be something different in real life to get rid of that that stigma. I think he died of an overdose. No, lung cancer. Look at that. He died of lung cancer. I thought it was an overdose. Non-smoker. So it was just an attack. He attacked his lungs because he was a non-smoker, but he died of lung cancer. Gastrointestinal tract cancer, all the way started from the prostate. So it could be diet and/or not a doctor. Stop this. Not a doctor.
Follow us on.
I'm not an activist.
But yeah, damn. I didn't know it was cancer. Bummer. Four small cell lung cancers. Okay, well. Yeah, thanks. Sorry. Thank you for your CP in the chat. I didn't see that. I thought it was an overdose. That sucks. Rest in peace to Screech. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Damn. Cancer.
Variety of white characters to choose from, but you could easily find just as many characters any nerd could be proud of. You ever notice how one of the main differences between the Jurassic World movies and the Jurassic Park movies is that they replaced all the nerds? I love this movie. The good guys are nerds, the bad guys are nerd, this guy is a nerd. There are just no Black movies with this many nerds in it. Jurassic Park's interesting because it actually has a black nerd in it. Chief Engineer Ray Arnold, played by Samuel L. Jackson. He's neurotic and sometimes antisocial, but he's shown to be highly intelligent and invested in his work, and it's not played as a negative thing. But it's probably not a mistake that the role was given to Jackson, an actor known by this point for playing characters who are pretty unambiguously not nerds. If it was Urkel at that computer instead of Sam Jackson, it probably would have had less impact. There are other complex examples as well, like the character Dwayne Wayne in the great sitcom A Different World. He's kind of a nerd, like he's a math whiz who got a perfect SAT score and he wears these dorky glasses.
True.
But beyond that, he's confident and handsome and popular, and he
swag. He bags all the chicks. He gives out dating advice. He bags all the chicks. He gives out dating advice, and he nails it. People have to cheat off of him. They cheat off of him for the answer. She goes, "Come on, Dwayne, give me the answers, Dwayne." That was my Jack. Is his name Jackie? Shit. I forget her name. But yeah, he used to they used to cheat off of him. So don't let the glasses fool you and the suave. He was very smart. Actually, they all were pretty smart. But they were pretty, I mean, it's a good school. So they all pretty much were smart to get into that school. It was Cosby School. Yes, Whitley. Come on, Dwayne. Shout out to A Different World. Fantastic show. Never watched it before. Watch A Different World. I think it's on Netflix or some shit.
Sits in chairs backwards, so you know he's cool. By the way, a while back I tweeted about A Different World and got like no response, which leads me to believe that a lot of y'all white folks have not watched this amazing show. Go watch it. Fuck Pam and
guys. That's what I just said. Jasmine guy. And I was talking about Whitley. Yes, I think it's on Netflix. Watch this show. It's a spinoff. So what had happened was, even if you're an anti-Cosby person because you're some sort of a freak,
it was all a dream.
This is like when the daughter goes to college. I forget her name too, but you know what I'm talking about. The light-skinned one.
He told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
When the light-skinned one goes to college, this is the college she goes to, and these are the angst that she gets into. So watch this, especially if you're a fan of any of the spinoff from Cosby, because it's that same kind of humor, but turned all the way up and all wholesome. So if you definitely miss wholesome comedy that doesn't reference to sexual triggering weird stuff, and I think there's only one white woman in the show. She's the Italian woman who Smoke Show. She is the new in the Spider-Man movie. Lisa goes off to college. Yes, Lisa goes off to college. Everybody, shouts to Lisa.
The African American woman is the black woman. The African American.
Yes, Lisa goes to college and she meets up with Marissa Tomei. The other Marissa, I forget her name. Her name is not Marissa Tomei, something like that. That Italian woman, and the whole gang. Thank you for your CP in the chat. And they have a blast, guys. So much angst. So much angst. So definitely check out A Different World. It's definitely on fucking Netflix or something like that. All right. And my man finished.
Jim, Dwayne, and Whitley for life. It's a great show. I love it.
It is a great show. Shout out to that show.
We're going live at 5-ish.
I wish a nigga like, subscribe and share.
But nevertheless, as a black kid in the 90s, it was never a compliment to be compared to Ray Arnold or Dwayne Wayne, much less Carlton Banks or Steve Urkel. Both the middle school and high school I went to were made up of 90% black people. So I don't have much of a reference for what it was like in other kinds of schools. In TV and movies, they always talked about the different cliques that hang out together in school, like the jocks, the goths, the stoners, etc. And one of the cliques is almost always the nerds or the geeks. And even though the nerds are stereotypically bullied by the jocks and generally socially inept, they still seem either unwilling or unable to alter their lifestyles and dispositions. At my schools, though, this just wasn't really a thing. We had cliques and friend groups, but being a willing nerd.
100% factual. When I was in high school, I was a nerd. And when I was in junior high school, I was a nerd. I brought my toys to school in junior high school and had a white best friend named Edward. And during our lunchtime, we would compare our toys and play them underneath this. There was like the ramp that you walk down, sort of like think of a boardwalk, right? So there was a ramp that you walk down when you're coming out of the school. And then underneath that ramp, there's a seating area where all the introverts sat. I sat there with my best white friend, Edward. Shouts to Edward.
White people.
Shouts to Edward. He moved to Phoenix. I miss him so. But we played toys during our lunch break. And at first, we got made fun of. But the thing is, I was big. I was a bigger boy. I was a big boy. So they don't really pick on bigger black kids, right, for doing something weird. Mostly the women picked on me, but that's okay. That's regular shit.
Regular
Because you're playing with toys in junior high school. But my thing was, he was shy at first, and then once he had someone to back him up, the confidence went through the roof. So that goes the same for any black person who's in a school where you're either the only one or you're amongst many. So then you can't be too nerdy because then you'll be made fun of. Just know that if you are yourself first, everything else will follow. Very rare in a situation, if you're being yourself, does it backfire on you. So just be yourself. It comes back around. I promise you that.
You know where that came? That came from me. That came from me. It was my doing.
Yeah, nothing worse than someone finding out that you're not yourself. Then you lose everything. So don't try to be the cool guy if you're the guy who brings toys to school. Because look, you end up like me. The cool guy.
Yeah, all that jumping is making me nervous.
I'm just saying. Then I end up like me. But you could end up like a cool guy. I like to look at myself as a cool guy. I don't know.
Did I do that?
It was just not conceivable for the most part. Not everyone tried to be popular per se, but most everyone at least tried to be cool and fit in. Not everyone succeeded, but they tried. Things that were considered socially deviant were usually not displayed or talked about openly. There were no goths or stoners or geeks at my schools. There were, of course, people who displayed those characteristics and participated in those activities, but it was never on full display. It wasn't really a part of people's public identity. Being a black kid at a black school, at least in my experience, required a certain level of social competence, regardless of your specific interests. And there were kids who struggled to do it, and they were usually ostracized for it. The difference is they didn't usually have a clique to turn to afterward. There were just individuals branded as just a little too weird. I think a lot of this, again, goes back to popular media. Media that targets black people historically never celebrated typically nerdy things. When I was in school, all the little boys emulated rappers and comedians and athletes because that's all we saw. That was our definition of cool. And it was cool. I still love Bone Thugs and Harmony and the movie Friday, just like I did back then. But I also liked Magic the Gathering and geometry. Just didn't bring those up as much. And I think a lot of us had unique interests like that, but there was just no social space back then to fully explore and share them. It just didn't seem correct for a black kid. But maybe there's a reason for that. A 2007 New York Times article described nerdiness as a state of being hyper white, literally defining it in direct contrast to behaviors and traits that are typically associated with Black Americans. The idea being that a lot of what makes white people seem trendy and popular in America are often things that they appropriate from Black people.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh, okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to...
She said, bye, Felicia. Now, again, how could this work? How could it be that we, as Black people, if we go and tap into our nerd side, it would be us pretending to be white people, which sounds so, because again, most of the stuff that we're into, let's just say you want to say you can't get into gaming because that's a white space. That can't be, because Sonic, the guy in the blue hat that he just showed, one of the Sonic with a K. He's one of the Sonic Fox, I believe his name is. He's one of the top gamers of all time, and he's black. Most of these Street Fighter competitions are mostly people of color and or Asians that win these things. Very rare. Never a white American. Not that I know of. I've never seen a white American win these competitions. So I'm just saying, I said white American. So I'm just saying, like, we're clearly there. We're just being ignored. There's no way that we can't we can't get on something because you know we're gonna make it cooler, because that's why you take stuff from us. That's what he's showing you right now. I'm not making that up. I know it sounds racist now.
Yo, that's racist.
I'm saying, look, I've seen many YouTube videos or TikTok videos of white people saying girl bye or like hid the tea and all that shit. That's cosplay, my nigga.
I don't need it.
You don't see me making casseroles on my stream. Not all, but some.
White people.
That's y'all thing. You do the casseroles. You put the fish inside the you put the salmon inside the dishwasher. That's y'all thing.
White people.
I'm not gonna take that from you. We went over this yesterday. But you can't control nerds. How? How could you write an article saying that being nerdy is white? Because you made movies like that? You directed the narrative that the white guy with the tape in the middle of his glasses and the buck tooth and the slick back hair and the fucking the twirl and the two buck teeth, that's the nerd. I understand that.
White people.
But then who was the other nerd? What is again, we're in this country together, right? So if you have that kid who's the nerd, again, that would be Edward in my high school. He didn't wear glasses. He had a blonde mop. Didn't really have a nerd face per se, like, you know, didn't really look dorky, but he was dorky. He's probably smashing puss now. Shouts to Edward. He's probably smashing puss. You made the narrative look like that, so now you're sticking with that, but that's not, just because you put them in the movie doesn't mean that's what it is. You understand? So it's kind of like they build the perception, they build the stereotype, and then we're supposed to stick with that. Stereotypes are limited.
Shit will kill you fast.
According to that aforementioned article, by cultivating an identity perceived as white to the point of excess, nerds deny themselves the aura of normality that is usually one of the perks of being white. So this all seems glib and it's obviously messy and generalized, but I think we all kind of get it intuitively, at least in America. That's why there's so many movies about super square white people learning how to be cool from some black person who serendipitously entered their lives. In pop culture, uncool is often defined as the
I was looking at clips of that movie with Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell, Let's Go to Jail, or whatever it's called, Going to Prison. That movie is absurd. It's absurd. You got Kevin Hart.
Once again, I'm not an activist. I'm just caught up in the shit. When you start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
You got Kevin Hart teaching this white man how to be black. And that's, again, we're talking about stupid casting because Kevin Hart has never been black. I'm talking about that sort of black. To teach someone blackness, that's absurd. I'm not saying he's not black enough. I'm just saying he's not black for the earth.
In the world, what can I say? We be floating through.
If you think about black people, you don't just say, oh, Kevin Hart. Does that come to mind when you think about prominent black figures in society? Does Kevin Hart come to your mind? If so, you must be white. From the South. Probably from the South. I love me some Kevin Hart. He be knowing. That's silly. He don't be knowing. He don't be knowing.
Sense of blackness. When black comedians back in the day did bits about white people, they were always basically hyper white, and they were usually goofy and out of touch, and often directly compared to black people who were depicted as more savvy and assertive.
And well, to tell you the truth, you're just not cutting it. what are you saying? You know good and hell well what he's saying.
Steve Harvey's voicing two separate characters here, but they have the same voice and personality. It's just his stand-in voice for all white people. And I think I internalized that as a kid, because at a black school, things that were considered nerdy and uncool were not just things that were unique and obscure, but also simply things that were associated with white people. Things like Dungeons and Dragons, sure, but also things that in any other context would probably be cool, like being a fan of rock music. I can't find the clip, but I remember watching this black comedian with friends back in the day that was making fun of different types of rock music. And one of the bits was clearly parodying Nirvana, which I knew because I discovered Nirvana in high school and they quickly became like my favorite band, and they kind of still are. Specifically, they were making fun of how Kurt Cobain's verses were always mellow and dreary, while the choruses were usually essentially screaming. And I mean, it was funny, but I kind of wanted to tell my friends, yeah, the sludgy sound of grunge is designed to mirror the ugliness.
Shout out to San Francisco. It was grungy, baby. It was grunge. Where did all Steve Harvey say? Apparently, if you carry, thank you for your CP in the chat. Apparently, if you carry fucking comedians on your back, it makes you bald. Jesus.
I was like standing on the corner drinking 40s, you know, smoking weed.
The African American woman
God
is the
like,
background.
pursued me though.
Thank you for your CP in the chat. Yes, I think that because he has to carry Cedric and all the mother bastards, he lost all his hair from just carrying them niggas around. So yes, that is a good question. He had a whole lot of hair. It's absolutely gone, like he never had it. That's very funny. Thank you for your CP in the chat.
And depravity of the
carrying all those, what he would call them, deadbeat ass comedians. Shout out to Cedric. That's funny.
Real world, while the loud sections reflects the angst and anger the artist feels towards it. But I decided against it because I didn't really feel like getting my hand slapped. The funny thing is, in hindsight, the comedian was clearly familiar enough with Nirvana to parody a song well enough for me to recognize it. I wouldn't be surprised if they were a fan themselves. For many black kids back then, being a nerd was just not an option, at least not in public, because it would mean betraying our own blackness. In fact, a common thing that happens to nerdy black kids is a questioning of their blackness. They get accused of acting white or wanting to be white, or are called Oreos, black on the outside but white on the inside. The plight of the black nerd was confusing and frustrating in a wholly unique way, because for black people, being a nerd isn't about wanting to be white. In fact, most black people I know who identify as nerds still do things like listen to black music and use black slang and follow black trends. They usually have a lot of pride in their upbringing and background. But when society and pop culture defines nerdiness as the lack of blackness, that puts black nerds in a very awkward spot. Now, these days, prototypical black nerds are much more prominent in society and media than before. Black people and black culture are, of course, as diverse and varied as any other group of humans, and we're finally starting to see that not only reflected, but also celebrated. I don't think it's because of any specific reverence to black people, though. I think it's more due to the increased acceptance of traditionally nerdy interests in general, and because it's now easier to find public figures and influential characters who don't fit the one-dimensional stereotypical mold of what it means to be black. I think that encourages more young people to embrace their unique interests.
Finding your clique. That's what it's all about. It's all about finding your clique. Thank you to Black Nerds. Shout out to Black Nerds. You can go finish that on your own time. I gotta keep it pushing, but shout outs to Black Nerds. Welcome to Live at 5, guys. We're almost coming to a closing. Pretty much, again, alternate control black. We're just talking about the history of black nerdism. 1976, Roger Raj Thomas from What's Happening becomes one of the earliest black nerds archetypes. Yes, Roger, the one that used to pop lock on What's Happening. Super nerd, talked about science all the time. And of course, between 1989, 1998, we have, of course, the king of the nerds built a robot.
Did I do that?
Julia White, iconic nerd. I wanted to dress like him in high school. I bought suspenders. I thought that he was a fashion icon. Also, he was also really big in Nigeria. So shout outs to Urkel. Touched all the way in Nigeria, Family Matters. So if you haven't watched Family Matters, that's probably also on Netflix. So go watch Family Matters. Fantastic fucking show. One of my favorite podcasters, a white couple, they watch Family Matters every night. That's hilarious. Megan Thee Stallion, guys. She's an anime aficionado cosplayer. Her favorite animes are My Hero Academia. She grew up with Naruto. She loves that stuff, you know? Let's not forget about Issa Rae, who was in the Black Web Girl series, 2011. Janelle Monáe, she was she wrote a book about BlerdCon 2025. She wrote a book, a sci-fi book about a black girl, about black girl magic. Throwing out some facts. You got Leia de Leon, Leia, L-A-Y-A, Leia de Leon Hayes. She won the BAFTA award for, you guessed it, God of War Ragnarok. She played a black female giant called Angboda. Angboda. A-N-G-R, Boda. So, again, prevalent in the industry, just not really getting any recognition. So that's all. So shout outs to facts. Shout outs to facts. And shout outs to the history of nerdism. I just feel like we've always been around. Especially in video games. Talk about black protagonists. You're talking about making games that challenge racism. Like BioShock Infinite and Mafia 3. First black protagonist in the Mafia. I mean, it's come a long way, but I'm just trying to figure out, how do we stop making the people cry? We're making people upset, and we're bashing people who are putting a lot of time in their costumes. I got one or two more videos, and then I'm getting the hell out of here. Thank you for joining me. This is Library 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock. I'm going to get into the female's perspective, and then I'm going to get into the damn clip that started it all. So let's get into the clip I have about 28 days of black cosplay. Now, 28 days of black cosplay is a situation that happened because on TikTok, a lot of black women were being bashed. A lot of black people were being bashed, specifically black women. They always get it the worst.
The African-American woman is the backbone.
And what had happened was they said 28 days straight, they were going to dress in multiple different uniforms, be all black, and just at a protest. And they all were going to, they all streamed it, and they all got together and they did this in solidarity. So I'm just going to do a quick, a brief run through of what happened during the 28 days of black cosplay. Put this bit to 720p because we don't want any problems. And then I'll skim through this because it's pretty long, but I'll skim through this and I'll get into some of the discrepancies or some of the hatred that happened from the beauty that you're about to see. So I'm going to show you what black cosplay looks like. This is back in 2022 where there was a protest, if you will. Black cosplayer.
We're going live.
Black cosplayers standing up for what they believe in, and yeah, we'll do a brief run through of this. It's Black Nerd again, so this is the Urban Anime Lounge, and we'll get into some black cosplay. Take a look at it, and then we'll get into the racism of what had happened to the women, and then I'll get into the story that sparked me to do this in the first place. Welcome to Live at 5, the show stuff to 6 o'clock. You already made it. If you've been watching this long, you already made it to the end. Thank you for joining me. Be anywhere else in the world.
I wish that nigga.
Like, subscribe and share. Did I do that? Well, I try to tell you so. Yes, I did. But I.
Yo, say black excellence on 3. 2, 3. Right. 1, 2, 3. Black excellence! Hey!
Big intro. All right. Let's. Take my hand on that. Do that. Beautiful. It's cut through the middle. So we got everything I've seen today. Energy, crowd interaction, and just their heart and soul. And you guys are bringing your A game. They really are. I'm blown away. Give it a little bit more. So we got looking at just anime and breasts. This guy.
I really need to try to talk to you, but every time I do, I end up lying.
More. Love it. Look at us having so much fun. Okay. Well, I need to bring it. All right. If you want to finish this, it's 28 Days of Black Cosplay. Okay. 2022. I'm stopping at the twerking. All right. You got to behave. All right. Listen. You got to behave. All right. Listen. So we'll get into last clip of the night. You want to finish this again? It's 28 days of Black cosplay. The old day out here styling. This is from 2022. When they did the they took over Instagram. We took over Instagram. They. I call they as in cosplayer because I don't really cosplay. But I would say Black cosplayers took over Instagram and just flooded it because they told them that they shouldn't do it. So in our fashion, we do how we do. This video is, I wanted to get from outside of the country on purpose because I like the outside looking in. So I got a video about racism in cosplay, and I wanted to
assign
just for you to hear from the cosplayers' mouths what they're dealing with. I had one based on one person, but I figured since I'm going to do this last video, I'll just do the clip that I have about them just answering questions about Black cosplay altogether. They're from Australia. This is London, Australia. I think it's London. I have to hear the accent again. Someone said there needs to be more exposure. Thank you for finally talking about this topic. I have inside that video a tutorial of Black women cosplayers talking about the hair, right? So he's like, you can't have that hair. She's Japanese. I was like, I don't understand, dude. Like, get off it. But yeah, let's listen to two Black women. Because I had the Black male talk about what's going on in cosplay. So now I want to get it from two Black women's perspective. And let's see what they're going through. So we're started. We got a white woman host. I believe they're either British or Australian. I'm going to go with British. I remember playing a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Also as an algorithm.
What I need, I need dollars, what I need.
Subscribe and share is free. If you have the internet, it's absolutely free. If you have the internet, it's free. If you put on your internet, you see this. Like, subscribe, and share the internet. It's on the internet. Just put on linktointernet.com.
Anyway, so I have got 5 hard-hitting questions for them, which I'm going to ask in just a moment. But to start off, why don't you guys just explain a little bit about who you are, how long you've been cosplaying, let them all know a bit about you.
We're cosplay. I go by Pro. They go by Con. We've been cosplaying for forever. We cosplay, making our own stuff. Lots of craftsmanship focus. We also compete quite a bit. We run shows.
Look at this, guys. Look at this shit. Fucking crushing it. Look at them. What do you even? They make the Victorian clothes. They actually look pretty. They look like they were from that time, you know, because like everybody from back then had like, I'm not calling their faces strange. I'm saying this unique. All old-timey people have unique faces. It's just like it was a different time. Someone was in the haggis. There was something inside of the molasses. I know you was a lot of molasses and haggis and stuffed pies. It just, the women look different. So I'm just saying they kind of have the bone structure of Victorian Black women of yesteryears.
And we also work a lot in the cosplay community to try and make it a more inclusive environment for all folks with a DEI or diversity, equity, inclusion focus. Actually, perfect intro. That is basically what we do. We've been doing it for so long now. It's just like, how can we make the cosplay contest, especially the competition side of things, as inclusive as possible? And so that's an area that we're really, really passionate about.
And they do such an amazing job. And you guys are insanely talented. I mean, someone has just represented America. Just saying, over in the Crowns, what is it?
The Crown Championship. Crown
Championship. I'm like, did they change their name? I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, and did a absolutely wonderful job. Totally kicked ass. And your photo of you going like is now ingrained in my head.
She won. Look at her. You don't know what it's called. You said the crumb. It was clearly the crown.
I should have done that. I was wrong. The African American woman was the backbone of the black family.
Shouts to her. She won that fair and square.
Oh my god, it was so cute. It was really fun.
Yeah, and you know, support extraordinary.
I was a handler and water distributor and fanner and emotional manager. It's okay. Important job.
And
really good job. Hardest job. Yeah.
And not starting off the questions just yet, but I will ask this question. Did you find that the competition in, because it was held in the UK, wasn't it? Did you find that that was a different vibe to American conventions? Because I've certainly found that American conventions have a very different vibe to Australian conventions. So I want to ask you that question.
That's a really good question. I think because America has so many conventions, it didn't feel that different to me because although there's so many here and they're all very, very different. I was very used to like, oh, this one's not like the one over here versus the one over there. The also incredible privilege I had if I speak English, there's also an English speaking country, so it wasn't too challenging to navigate. I think there were some definite differences. Like
I'm intrigued to know if yeah, she won that shit. I'm intrigued to know if because I on X Gonna Give It To You, what I do is a lot of those videos that I'm playing about racist people, a lot of them are from the UK. The UK is having a very serious problem with racism because they don't like the Habibis coming to their country.
Yo, that's racist.
So they're speaking about it on X, and that's kind of a lot of the clips that I play on X Gonna Give It To You. A lot of that stuff comes from London, but I would like to know if they encountered more of a racist vibe in London cosplay conventions, or did they get mostly from the American cosplay conventions, or like, you know, where's the source of their hatred coming from, or is it both? I can't wait till they answer that. I'm not going to play the entire video because it's 24 minutes and I got to get out of here soon. But I will play. I will get them to answer some of the key questions and anything in between. If they're just like messing around, I'll skim through it to get through as many questions as I can. Because this is live at 5, and we're not going to try to hit the 3-hour mark. We're at 2 hours.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 5.
Types of food available, like the Cosplay. I was like, what is this? This is the sandwich situation we got. It was like a kebab situation.
All right, then. Yep, this is it. I'm talking about fish and food. We gotta get into the questions. Nope. Food. Okay, hard-hitting questions. Sorry. If you want to see this whole clip, go look at racism and cosplay and other hard-hitting questions, pro and con cosplay.
Funny as I grew up eating these. my favorite snack as a kid.
5 things talk about snacks. All right.
Here's something I prepared earlier. So, all right. The first question is there racism within cosplay in America?
Yes. Yes, there is. Yes.
And what does it look like? Because there's obviously racism in Australia, but it's. I feel like it's different somehow than racism within Australia. And I'm very white. You know, I'm basically next to translucent at this point. So my experience with racism is non-existent. So I would love to hear from you guys about what is it like in America?
Yeah, I think part of it is like the way that
our experience with racism is different. Of course it is, because you're white. Are we crazy? What are you saying, bro?
It was all a dream. Did I do that?
What do you mean? Of course it's different. You're tart.
Country's fine, right? The entirety of the United States is built on colonization. So it's interwoven into our very culture. And of course it bleeds into cosplay. So within the cosplay community, I think a lot of times there's this fable or this fictionalized idea that racism is not a thing. We're all just having fun in costume. But in reality, that's not the case. Like, you get discrimination. You get people that say really negative things about you being in cosplay, especially cosplaying characters outside your race. You get, you know, on top of the other isms in society, you get that as well. I'm just here. I'm just like,
It's so stupid to say a character outside your race, because I swear I've been watching anime my entire life, and I feel they just started implementing Black characters into anime. It's very rare. Some of the time it's discreet, so you can't tell if they're Black or not. But nowadays they are making the characters Black, where you see the different shading in their palms, and then like the different shadings on their lips that are different from like a Spanish person, or maybe like if you wouldn't confuse them with a Brazilian person, you could tell that this person is Black. That's very new. So for them to say dress like the color of your character in anime, that's nearly close to impossible, because there's really not a lot of Black representation in anime. And you could actually reverse that and tell white people to dress like just like a white person in anime, which would be nearly close to like not a lot of prominent white characters in anime. People like to think because they make them white or white skin, because they don't have an Asian skin tone, they are white. They're not white, but it's just, I don't know how you would draw an Asian looking person. So they make them light skin, right? Light in color.
You told me to take my high yellow ass inside the house.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they're white. So for you to colonize, as in, look, we're back at the title. She said it.
The African American woman is the whole American. He wasn't raised by a Black woman.
I am not suicidal. I am not crazy. I am not. I have to get Justice Smollett on a button. I need him saying that, because I have dreams about it. I have dreams about him walking out of the courtroom saying that I am not suicidal. I am being framed. I am a Black man. I'm a Black man. He's crazy.
Somebody did jeans to somebody else. That's somebody maybe has. It's crazy.
And I think a lot of it is kind of what you point out, is because of our country's history. I mean, there's so many other cultures, other races that have been historically marginalized in the United States. I mean, I could name them all, but like, you know, we've got African Americans, and we've got, you know, our Hispanic Latino community, we've got, you know, our Asians, and just really, if you name a variety of human being, frankly, they probably experienced some kind of oppression within our country. And so that plays out a lot in cosplay. And I think it comes out different ways depending on the type of cosplay.
How even as Black people, we always see other racism that's happening with other races. That's just how we are. In our nature, even in high school, junior high school, we were there to protect those Asians and Indians while the white people made fun of them. Sorry, not all but some.
White people.
Who did they run to? Who did they run to? They ran to us. They couldn't go to you because you was making fun of how they smell in their accent. You know what we said? Come here, Habibi. We said, come here, Mrs. Chang. We said, come here, she. We did that. We did that.
You know where that came? That came from me.
That's us being Black and careful, full of care for any sort of, I don't know, demonistic attacks toward you. We protected you. And here we go. I'm not going to tell you how many Asians were telling Black people to fucking stop dressing up in cosplay. Oh, no. You could Google that yourself. There are some Asians telling Black people to quit it. We don't come into your spaces. And then someone had to put a whole thread of Asian people with dreadlocks.
It was all a dream.
It's just, like I said, it's an idiot fight, okay? You can't. And some of these are Chinese, not like Japanese people pissed. It's just Asians, and some Chinese Asians are speaking out. But the Japanese people that do speak out on Black cosplay, it's generally positive. But the ones who jump on the white supremacy skateboard,
White people.
you jump on that skateboard, slippery slope, because they'll drop your ass too. Don't get it twisted.
It was all a dream.
that's happening, right? You know, in the competition scene, we see a lot when it comes to like the accuracy situation, right? Where this skin color doesn't go away. I'm not putting on makeup to not be black. That's who I am. That's what I am. And to be discriminated against it because you're cosplaying a character perhaps with paler skin or who is white or any other race, frankly.
But then, and I don't mean to jump in, but like, we're at an anime convention.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, every single character here is of an Asian descent.
Oh, yeah, you just opened up a can of worms. Because of the way they look on TV, you have a lot of this is. I'm just gonna be frank. Like the white folks don't understand that these people are Japanese. Like if you're looking at Usagi Tsukino, Sailor Moon, right? She's Japanese, but because she's blonde and has blue eyes, a lot of the white folks just don't.
That's what I just said. You cannot, just because the artist, the Japanese artist, made that character resemble anything that has something to do with you, doesn't mean that it's you. This was just a creative decision. But keep in mind that the creator of that decision was Japanese.
Just the whole Asian Pokemon.
The white person. Yeah. Her name is Usagi. What part of that sounds white? I read a really interesting interview a couple of years back, and they were interviewing Japanese people about looking at Usagi, and they're like, what nationality or what race is she? They were like, oh, she's Japanese. No, her name's Usagi. Like, you see anime characters have all sorts of hair color, all sorts of, you know, eye colors and all the other thing. They're still like Japanese. And usually they're pretty explicit in an anime when they're not Japanese, right?
You want to be honest, black women have always been anime because we're the ones with the colorful hair. Look at that shit. Who started the colorful hair? Was it y'all? I don't think so. Black women have been coloring their hair since black men and women have been coloring their hair since the test of time.
You better wake up.
I don't know. White people only, British people color their hair. You're talking about punk rockers in the 80s. Nigga, America, we're not even on that. All y'all do is bleach tips.
That's also known as an algorithm.
So, so I think that's a thing. Like I think a lot of white folks have a hard time seeing racial as difference, and that some phenotypes are like present in many different races. It doesn't mean that they're white. It doesn't mean that they're X race. It's a phenotype, right? So that your genetics and phenotype are a whole different thing. Whatever's in your genes might come out looking totally different. So yeah, I think a lot of white folks have a hard time figuring that out. So yeah, that's part of the discrimination. That like we've had it happen to us multiple times. It's online. We had a cosplay contest where we didn't win an award once, and the judge flat out said, "Give it to you because you're black." And like, all right, well that's awesome. That show is.
And that's why you now do panels about how to judge.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Don't say that to your competitors. Don't judge like that.
Like, you did not get it because.
One thing that always happens out of racism, which they can't stand, this is the difference between us and them. Not bashing you, not all, but some, not bashing
White people.
There's a key word called resourceful, okay? You may have all the resources, but we are resourceful, okay? So what happens is you bash these poor women. They are victims. I know you say we always play the victim, but they are victims because they're just doing what they love, and you're attacking them.
White people.
So I'm like, yo, so you end up doing this, you come out of it, and then you end up teaching people how to properly judge, not based off race, but based off if the cosplay is fucking good. There's no such thing as DEI actors, okay? If the actor sucks, we all hate him. I don't give a fuck what color he is. We will not let someone be in the movie if they're bad at it. Look what we're doing to Ice Cube, tearing his ass up. Look what we do to Tyler Perry, tear his ass up. We're not blinded by blackness, okay? We're very serious about the person being the right fit for the job, whether they be white, black, Asian, whatever. But when you kick people out of a medium, and we're not allowed to kick you out of all the things you're involved in, you don't find that sus? Like, why the fuck are you at the Earth Gang concert? Why the fuck are you at a DMX concert? Rest in peace. Why the fuck are you at any black concert? It's just like exactly. We're fair. Thank you for your contributions to the chat. It's just that you can't. You take the medium. You thank you for your CP in the chat. You take the medium. You bulldog it. And then when we take anything and we say it's all black, you guys have fucking 4 babies and a heart attack.
Yeah, Pagala. All that jumping is making me nervous.
They jump so much because they have superpowers. ¿Qué no entiende, chingao?
It's all bullshit. You know you're full of shit, right? You know you're full of shit, and you're giving yourself away.
Have that color skin.
Right,
How dare you?
Exactly.
How dare you not? How dare you have something that you were born with?
Right. It really isn't that like blatant, so that was kind of great. I was like, I don't think about this at all. Like, that was no question. You're just like, thanks for letting me know.
I'm so sorry that you guys had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cool.
Unfortunately, like, it's just the world what we live in. Like, it sucked. Like, you know, you're like, oh man, like, why would I put in hours of time and energy making a costume if we're just gonna get not the award as part of who I am, you know? So so it's disappointing, but you know, you move on, find better shows, find better judges,
and then
make panels better.
Make panels
Slam
better.
them in interviews.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, for the internet to see. Befriend Australians to like get it underground and the other side of the world first and work away. Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for that one. Second question, moving on now. What do you think of the term competitive cosplayer? So if someone was to describe themselves
I'm gonna skip this one. I'm gonna go to any other question that pertains.
Feel like they're better than everyone else.
Ostracize. So we got. That was the only racial question. Feel free.
Kind of MC, or I'm a cosplay. I don't know. Burlesque performer. Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, that was the one question I got from that. You could go check out the rest of this. 24 minutes long. I just wanted to get that question out of the way. Coming from an Australian, like that easy. You could do the same for my channel. Will I subscribe? Not sure yet. I need more proof. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up with the please feel free to check out the comment section of this too. You know that's always popping. And finish the interview on your own time because I gotta keep it pushing because Papa's got things to do. Welcome to Live at 5, the only show that starts at 6 o'clock.
We're going live at 5. Ooh, we're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. 6, 5. Ooh, that's it.
I'll get into the clip that sparked this this beef. And well, first I'll play this. This is my man RJ. RJ, this is a 5-minute video. This is quick. My man RJ, real simple. About he's a nerd. He's another black nerd. I follow him on Instagram because of his blonde hair. He's gonna break down the trend.
I don't know if you've heard. I don't know if you've heard.
Stop begging Black people to cosplay Black characters. Oh, I didn't know you spoke for all Black people. Oh, so we're just not supposed to support you? This dude is always complaining. Hey, let's remember that the titles of my videos are simply titles. You, as the viewer, have the responsibility to hold nuance and meet me with understanding. Stop trying to fight for the perfect argument and actually just learn something from what I'm saying. So yesterday, October 20th, I posted a little story to my Instagram, and it was like a hee hee ha ha, not that serious kind of story. Me after someone asked me to cosplay Poochie, Tosin, Onya Capone, or Miguel. And from what I saw, there wasn't a single Black person that was confused. They were all like, I get it. So real, it's a shame you had to explain yourself. Meanwhile, the only people who were confused or sad or asking, oh, why not, were not Black. No, I really should have seen that coming. Maybe that's on me. That's on me. So let's talk about it. So what's wrong with requesting a cosplay from a cosplayer that you enjoy? Inherently, nothing. Especially if you're not breaking any boundaries or having some sort of ulterior motive. But being Black in a cosplayer often means blatant racism, lack of representation, and having your Blackness be the focal point of any cosplay that you do, even if that's not the point. And with this brings a unique experience to cosplay. So while telling a white person with straight blonde hair that they look like Nanami, or telling an Asian person that they look like Geto or Toji might be a compliment, telling a Black person that they look like Canary or Poochie might be off-putting. And I actually have these 4 characters blocked from all my social media because they have been constantly used to be racist against me. And here's just one example. I definitely feel like Miguel is a missed opportunity for me because at this point I never went to cosplay him. Before he was animated, I started to go viral because of my non-me cosplays, and then I started to get a bunch of comments in Japanese calling me Miguel. And since I'm not
Follow him because his hair is amazing. I love his hair. I don't know how you did it, but it's perfect. It's perfect.
Once again,
Regular.
You start the shit, you can't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
I'm fluent in Japanese and I'm an anime only. As I was reading those comments, I was starting to get confused. Why are these people saying Migeru? And why does it look like they're saying this is Migeru? Or Migeru, what are you doing here? Or something like, hey, are you Migeru? So I went to my friend who's a translator and I was like, hey, can you translate this and give me some context? Why? Because Japanese is a what? Contextual language. And since he didn't watch JJK, he had to do some research. And after searching, he told me that these people were basically calling me Miguel. And Migeru is a name. And it's a character from JJK who hasn't been animated yet. So I was sitting there like, okay, how's this relevant? And then he says, well, he's black. Boom, it all made sense. And in that moment, I basically realized in Japanese that people were being racist to me. So before he even got animated in JJK0, I had his name muted. Before I even got to experience the character left a bad taste in my mouth.
JJK0. Sorry, I'm gonna Google that for myself just so I know what anime he's
Let's check with
Google time. It's Google time.
JJK0. Oh God. I told you I'm out of the loop. It's Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I've seen this anime before, not a big fan. Just give you a premise of what he's talking about, put it in the chat. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. And that is, someone called him a black character from this anime, which is pretty shitty because from my understanding, very rare do any black cosplayers play any black cosplayers, black anime characters, only because they're too new. You already have your favorites from back in the day. Why would you?
Yo, that's racist.
Why would you play a new black character that they put into an anime if you've already been watching anime for years and years and years and years? I've been watching anime since I was a kid. There were no black people. If I did a cosplay, it's probably not going to be one of the newer black added to these franchises. There's no way. It's going to be somebody from Ninja Scroll or somebody from fucking Power Rangers or like old Japanese stuff. I don't know what's called the shit. But I mean, like, it's going to be old, 90s. So I don't know if they weren't around, who are we supposed to dress like?
I'm out. So by the time I got to see him on screen with everybody else, I already had a negative experience with the character. And of course, this is just one example of things that happens to black cosplayers. So while these suggestions that are based on physical traits, race, ethnicity, how people view you, are not limited to black people, a lot of times when they're used towards black people, it's because they're reducing us down to a singular race that doesn't even have a ton of representation or respect for representation. And then they're even reducing us down to such a limited amount of those characters that we could cosplay. Even when I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt, fundamentally, it just doesn't even make sense because telling me that I should just stick to characters that I look like and black people doesn't make sense when my Nanami, Leorio, and Reagan are some of my most popular and influential cosplays, affecting people from around the world. And genuinely, how do I, right now, look anything like Tosen without changing anything about myself? Again, there's a lot of genuine people out there who request that black cosplayers cosplay some of their favorite black characters, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. However, as black people, we can simultaneously see that some people are coming to us in good faith, but also some of those people don't even understand the implications of what they're saying. For example, why would you see me, a person who bases his cosplays on realism and JJK, and suddenly think, oh, you would make the perfect Poochie? What's the connection here? How do so many black women and femmes who exist in the anime space make the perfect Garnet cosplay? Perhaps you have a limited worldview. Perhaps there's some unpacking that you need to do. There's a certain level of unawareness or ignorance that non-black people have that black people are always aware of. But it's not really our job to manage that ignorance. It's not even my job to make this video or to educate people or to put the time and energy to explain everything. It's also not your business as a non-black person to tell a black person why they feel so negatively about a black character and their experience with a black character and why they may not want to cosplay that black character. I'm still confused. As Black people, as Black cosplayers, we are forced to constantly read between the lines. Is this comment racism? Are they being genuine? Are they accidentally being racist? I can't even go on TikTok live anymore with my followers without having a moderator or constantly deciphering what people are saying to me. And that gets very exhausting. So good intentions or not, at a certain point, certain characters to me just aren't appealing. They're overdone. Me personally, I still have discretion. There's some cosplays that I want to do that are heavily suggested and stereotypical, while there's other cosplays that I don't want to do. And even if I find these suggestions to be annoying just because of my own personal journey, I don't necessarily automatically categorize anybody who gives these suggestions as good or bad. I just categorize it as something I'm not interested in and something I don't like. But the frustrating thing is that even when I just say, no, I'm not going to cosplay that character, plain and simple, I'll get met with, I wasn't being racist, I was just asking. Hey! Instead of just saying, okay, moving on, you pull us into the conversation of racism, you make it awkward and bigger than it should have been. So most of the time, I do just ignore the comments because I'm not going to try and guess who's going to react in a bad way or in a genuine way. Okay, but when I asked you to cosplay Miguel, I wasn't being racist. I just think he's a really cool character and I was really excited for you to. Let me hold your hand when I say this. There's no reason for you to be upset and I was not personally attacking you. So what's the point of this video? Be mindful. Obviously, Black people aren't monolith, but the very common experience is that Black people don't like being told to cosplay these characters over and over and over. It can feel very belittling and feel like you're reducing us down to our race. Again, even if you're coming from a positive viewpoint. So before you suggest a cosplay, just have a little bit of awareness. Ask yourself where this intent is coming from. Ask yourself if you're ready for someone to say no. And if they do say no or get a bit irritated, have some empathy, acknowledge it, and move on. And also to Black people, a lot of people act ignorant because they crave attention. They know what they're doing. They want the clout from causing controversy. They want the dopamine hit from having some sort of interaction. But it's
my favorite part and my worst part of X is the people who know what they're saying is not true. Those are the ones I save. And then again, like you said, blatant ignorance, blatant racist ignorance. So I don't know about that. I didn't know that that was offensive. I don't know. I didn't know that that offended you. That's the shit. That's racially gaslighting people. You niggas out here doing that all day, every fucking day. All day, every day.
Right here, all day, every day.
Just out here just pretending like you don't know what racism is, pretending you don't know when you're offending people or when you're being offensive. That's acting like a child. That's acting like a child. Pretending like you don't know when you're doing wrong. It's like, I didn't know. So that means you're ignorant. So like, congratulations. Like, you know, to pretend like you don't know is being dumb. So congratulations, you're dumb. You gotta make us explain racism to you like you're a fucking baby. That's the shit I'm talking about. I hate that.
You feel that?
Stop making us explain shit to you when you already know what it is. You have the internet. You have ChatGPT. Just fucking Google that shit. For real. Google if you're doing something inappropriate.
We're going live.
It's okay to say no. It's okay to ignore people. And it's okay to have boundaries. Okay, I see what you're saying, but hear me out. Piccolo. I can admit Piccolo is a cool character, but read the room.
Heard. See? Perfect. Great job. Good way to end the video. I feel like playing. Why I gotta be Piccolo? Again. That's the shit. Why I gotta be Piccolo? It's just like it's rude. It's rude. Why I gotta be Piccolo? It's like, go fuck yourself. We don't tell white people of which cosplayers they could play because they feel it was designed for them, so they could play anybody they want. That's exactly how we should be able to take this as well. It's designed for everyone. First of all, a Japanese person made the damn anime, not a Caucasian, so they were never designed after you in the first place. So for you to take that helm and to say that that character was designed out of your body type and your characteristics is colonizing cosplay. Hence the title, Cosplay Ain't Just for Colonizers Anymore, baby. Control-Alt+BLACK. Welcome to Live at 5. We're wrapping up. Last video of the night.
We're going live.
I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. I've got plenty of interests, and I'm on Pinterest. They're going after the chip.
The same reason they love my phone. These little guys are drawn to data.
What do you mean drawn to data?
It's intelligent. The more data it consumes, the smarter it gets.
These things eat data.
Exactly.
These things eat data. All right, my wife showed me a video last night, got me all fucking pissed off. I'm going to play that video now. I am not going to get equally pissed because I already seen it. Not doing that again. Thank you for joining me live at 5, guys. We're wrapping it up.
We're going live.
If you've been tuning in this whole time, you are fam.
With it.
So shout out to the fam. Shout out to the fam. Yo, I figured it out. I figured it out. It's not my niggers or my niggerettes. It's my demon hunters and my demon slayers. That's what I'm calling the community. Demon hunters and demon slayers. Lock that in. Lock it in. What up, my demon hunters and my demon slayers? That's what I'm calling anyone that tunes in. You're either a demon hunter or a demon slayer, and I respect you for it. Because we got to get these demons out of here. All right, so like me, I'm getting out of here. Not a demon though.
Regular shit. It's not regular, no.
Shoot. You start to shoot. You couldn't stop the shit till you finish the shit. I'm in the shit.
Last video of the night. I'm playing the video that my wife showed me last night. Got me all riled up. Thank you for your CP in the chat. It's about a man who is opening packs like everybody does on stream. Everybody opens packs. Everybody opens up packs. Everybody buys random packs of Dragon Ball Z cards. I mean Dragon Ball Z Pokemon cards, and they open them up on stream, and it happens all the time. So what the problem is, why did this guy get attacked? Well, again, we're going back to what we were told, how certain people think that the medium belongs to them, even though, like Pokemon, it's control, and it was made by a Japanese person. So do the math.
Right, and I'm sitting here minding my business, just organizing some cards, and this guy joins the panel, and he's like, "Oh, I have cards. Can you help me figure out if they're worth?" I pull up the
captions on and put the bitch instead of 20p because I don't want any problems. All right, we're good. All right, let's see if we're following. Follow the story. Follow the story. Follow the story. It gets good. Follow the story. Follow the story. Let them start over. Just in case you're watching it on your phone, you just want to read it. Not listening to me. That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
I wish a nigga. Like, subscribe, and share.
background. Here it is. Why is there so much racism in the Pokemon community? I just went on live, right? And I'm sitting here minding my business, just organizing some cards. Can you help me figure out if they're worth anything? I'm like, for sure. I pull up the website. I ask him.
First of all, pay attention. 2 samurai swords, and underneath, those are, I believe, Final Fantasy characters. He's won trophies at the top. Prominent boy. He's a prominent boy. Gamer to the core. Not 1, but 2 samurai swords.
Did I do that?
I don't know if you've heard.
2 samurai swords. So be careful. Be careful who you talk to.
I'm like, okay, show me what you have. He turns on his camera, and then this is what happens next. What's on the, okay. And what are the numbers at the very bottom, on the very, very bottom of the card? Right here, what do these numbers say?
It's NIG.
Dude, are you serious? Why are you like this?
It's
No, but seriously, but why are you like this? Listen, I've been collecting these cards for maybe like 5 months. My collection is not that big, but I love opening packs, right? I open packs on my YouTube channel. I love watching people open packs. I love opening packs with people. I like looking at everybody's collections.
I was talking about playing with toys in the 6th grade. Somebody came over and said, listen, you niggers, stop playing with toys. It hurts your feelings because you're just doing it out of your own, like, YouTube has become a playground for people to share their, YouTube and TikTok have become a platform for people to share their weirdness with people. So, you know, you get people that are crushing things for a living. You get people who are, you got fake teachers, women who pretend to be teachers for likes on TikTok. Weird stuff you like doing. So to be called a nigger because you like doing something, this person wants you out of that space, and that person thinks that they control that space. And that's not the case. That's not the case. You don't control that space, white man. I'm sorry. I can't imagine white people controlling anime. Anime is the most kindest, honest forms of media that still exists. And they haven't even changed. It's a little horny for sure.
Regular. It's regular. No.
All anime is horny, but it's honest. One thing that about white people, they're never honest. You can't own anime because you're not honest. You lie about everything. You lied about the show I did yesterday.
Oh, you nasty.
You lie about shit right now. Something that's innocent. Thank you for your CP in the chat. Yes, they want to take it and destroy it and make it theirs. That's not it. You corrupted with racial abuse. Thank you for your CP in the chat. You couldn't see, took the words right out of my mouth. You take something that has nothing to do with race, okay? There are no animes, none that I've ever watched that talk about classism. Well, classism, sure. Rich, poor, sure. That's in any medium. But I mean colorism. There's no colorism in anime, and they bring that to that medium. It does not exist. I've never watched an anime and felt like, oh, I don't feel included in this. Nope. I purchased almost every single Dragon Ball Z video game that's ever came out, and I was only, I want to say, in my 20s when I found out Piccolo was black. So it's not even, I didn't buy it. I didn't get into it because I was looking for black characters. I got in because I appreciate the story. Now, I'm sorry, and thank you for your CP in the chat. I'm sorry, not sorry, that you can't, did I do that? That you can't find yourself in this medium. It's only because you see the physical part of what they're drawing, but that emotional part and that apathy part and that the part of the character that learns a lesson, that has passed you. You've had many chances to be that person, and you don't even do that. You rather touch kids and be a pedophile, and be a racist. Be a racist pedophile. These are the traits that some people, not all, have picked up over the course of the time that we've been living with y'all, knowing damn well that anime has taught you better than that. I've learned from anime how to be certain things and how to be a certain way, how to be nicer to people. Which part of the anime you watching? Which animes are you watching that make you be this racist, selfish asshole? I've never seen that one. Can you please, if you have that one, put that anime in the chat so I could watch it, so I can figure out which one that is, because I don't really know which. How do y'all dress up for cosplay? What character are you being? Because they don't relate to you at all, not at all. Just because he has blonde hair and light eyes, it's all about the characteristics. That's the whole point of cosplay. You're becoming the character, not just the looks, but the person that he is. And none of you deserve to put on any of these. Mostly the villains. You should all be the villains.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it, the real world. And if you want to survive it, you better learn to pull the trigger.
piss off people like this kid who's out here pulling packs. You know, you got to pay for Pokemon cards. You pay for these cards. So he buys the packs. He goes online to hopefully get the money back and subscriptions and likes and whatever. Same thing I'm doing here. Hey, speaking of subscriptions and likes, by the way, if this looks like a mental breakdown,
I wish a nigga.
Like, subscribe and share.
Same thing with Star Wars. Like, how you racist and watch Star Wars? Talk some sense to me. Oh, thank you. Exactly. You're talking about
The African American woman is the backbone.
thank you for your contribution, CP, in the chat. Yeah, you listen. You're racist and you watch Star Wars. Star Wars is a collective universe that consists of all races and beings, and they have a higher being purpose. There are certain people who believe in, I'm not going to call it God, but it's a God-like feeling or a God-like emotion where they get to move objects with their minds and they get to control things with their minds through the power of faith, courage, and whatever else that's possessed inside that Jedi or that chosen one. So you mean to tell me you watch something like that when we talk about saviors of a land and someone being so peaceful that they got strong in peace, like Yoda. Yoda's strong in peace.
Did that make you feel a certain way? Did that make you feel a certain?
He gathered all of his strength from silence and meditation, peace. How are you the same as that person, where you've gathered all of your power and everything that you own came through violence? Everything. Everything you own came from violence. So how can you be a Jedi? You should stop paying for that ticket. Just get a VPN and steal it just like everybody else. Because you shouldn't pay for that, because that's not you. You don't have Jedi blood. You have colonizer blood. And you still try to do it to other people who want to be better. People who are trying to be better and be best in themselves. This guy, this black kid, thank you for your CP in the chat. This black kid, not a statistic, out here doing things online, trying to better himself, purchasing his own packs, not stealing packs, because you could do that too. When I was in school, niggas were stealing packs.
You've got to love life to have life.
Because they were like $50 for Pokemon cards back then. Pokemon came out a very long time ago. I was in high school when Pokemon came out. So I know a little bit about it. They were stealing these cards, especially to get the hologram ones, because they were worth money. But you end up just keeping them because you don't really know how to flip the cards when you're a kid. You're stealing packs, but you're getting money based off the trading it with others, but you're not really pushing them on the market. I don't even think that eBay was really popping in high school back then, so you didn't really have a place to sell them. But my thing was that you kept them and you took pride in them, just like Pogs. Oh God.
What are we talking about?
All I'm saying is, yes, please talk sense to me. How can something be universal but yet yours? The universe doesn't belong to you, white man. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got.
Let's get back to my brother here. I feel sorry for him. That's why I'm getting all riled up. It's not what I wanted to do today, but I saw this video already, and now I'm watching it again because he's got 2 samurai swords. He doesn't have to go through any of this.
I love it. It's fun. But I don't bother anybody. In my year of doing content, the most racism I've received has been in the Pokemon community. All right. It wasn't just this thing that happened tonight.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
I just ate mood.
Tav is finished, but I'm not gonna let him cook. I'm straight. Chickens. The chickens come home real fast. The roost is quick. The roost is real quick. And justice swoops in swiftly. And again, I would never mess with a man with 2 samurai swords. That's all I'm saying. That's just my thing. You do what you will. Welcome live at 5. The only show starts at 6 o'clock.
We're going live. We're going live at 5-ish.
Take them away downtown.
We're going live at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Well.
Follow us on Instagram. Connect on Facebook, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll be right back.
You're a fucking pig.
The white guy that called me slurs over and over again in my live stream the other night for no reason, guess what? You're going to get kicked out of the United States Navy. You know how they tell us that we should be careful what we do on social media because there could be real life consequences? Hi, my name's Real Life Consequence. I've done a thorough background check and now I know everything about you. I know what little town in Texas you're from. I know your name, your phone number, your email address. I've seen your disciplinary records. I know the names of all of your family members, including your dead mother and your daughter who turns 2 next week and her mother who's going to have to pay for all the birthday presents this year because you came into my live stream and saw a black man who was talking about Pokemon cards and video games, and you assumed, yeah, he's not going to do anything if I call him slurs repeatedly, even though he's trying to help me. Turns out I am going to do something. Turns out there are so many things I can do because I have all the screenshots. I have all of the recordings. I know that after you left my live stream, you went into someone else's and started talking about how much you love Jesus and God and the Bible. So maybe I should send that evidence to the church you go to in that little town we both know about. I know exactly which boat in the Navy you serve on, and I know the names of black sailors that serve on the same boat as you. Maybe I'll send the clips to them as well. But only after I send them to the Naval Inspector General's office because I'm getting you fired. I'm getting you kicked out of the Navy. There's nothing you can do to stop me. There is no apology I will accept. There is no excuse I will listen to. There is no money you could offer me. You're getting fired.
This man is Jason Damn Bourne.
Adam, he said this man is Jason Damn Bourne. He should change his name to Jason Damn Bourne. Look, all I can say is that's what you get. That was literally stupid games. Play stupid games, and he got stupid prizes.
Did you get all of that information?
I don't know. You know, the thing is, it's kind of pretty easy how he got that information now that I think about it. Because the fact that he showed those cards, he could probably trace the card back, or just trace the pack back and chase it. Fucking, I mean, anything on the internet is traceable. I mean, come on, dude. You're talking about your IRL, your what is it? The number attached to your computer when you type on anything. Someone could find your computer if they're good at it. So yeah, I think hacking has become a universal thing. Really, I think most people are very well aware of how to use the internet to its fullest extent. So to think that you could get away like back in the day when the internet was on dial-up, you could just say some shit and go offline for 4 days because it took about 2 days to get online.
Wow.
Maybe those were the times that you could just drop racist bombs and run offline like a little girl. No disrespect to women, no disrespect to a little girl, but I'm just using the term. Just run away like a coward. I mean coward, okay? Think you run away like a coward, those days are over. Okay, Blerds exists. No, and not at your user request. It's just we exist. We've been around. We've been in comic strips since the Boondocks and newspapers. We've been around for a very long time, and I don't understand the this sort of. It's still hard to digest that Black people are into Japanese culture. It's not your culture. It's clearly just Japanese culture. You're not the only ones into it. And if anything, they pretty much, I hate to break it to you.
It was all a dream.
Most Black people most Asian people love being Black. They love Black culture, love Black music. So I understand why you want us out of it, because it would be like, man, if we get in, why would anyone look at your cosplay if we are in there and we're crushing it? I get that. It's a fear. It's a fear of us overtaking your the medium that you thought was yours, but it's ours because this is America, right? This is America, right?
Shit will kill you fast.
This is America. I figured we could do this shit together, and we're supposed to be on the same team. So same team means just because I do something better or look better at something to you doesn't mean that I should be attacked for it. It's just how it goes. Luck of the trade. You can't shoot a jump shot, and maybe a Black woman may look better in an anime outfit than a white woman does. But that is, again, up to the masses. That's up to the competition. not the internet, and not racial opinions on the internet. Those could stay to yourself. Keep those in your own DMs. Okay. I think that the future of anime is Black, and Japanese people have realized that. That's why they incorporated more Black people in their animes. Hichiki Moka, one of my favorite animes. Black female protagonist. Googling it. Get the proper name back.
And what, let's check with Google time. Google time.
Google a Black anime says a lot. It just says we don't have a lot of them. And they know that. So for them to just take characters and call them theirs, oh God, I'll get it. But the fact that you guys try to gatekeep characters that don't belong to you says a lot about you. You can't force people to be characters that Japanese people design. It doesn't make any sense. In my conclusion, I'll get that anime. What's the name of it? Oh, it was a really cool Black woman in Cowboy Bebop. Definitely go check that out too. And Edward from Cowboy Bebop, the boy girl. He or she was also, I think it's a woman. I think Edward is a woman. She was also Black. Shout outs to Cowboy Bebop. I'm trying to find the character that I'm talking about. Okay, Michiko. Hatsune Michiko. That is an anime that's also available somewhere. Just Google it. I don't know what to tell you. But this is an anime with the Black female protagonist. And I watched this with my wife. Fantastic anime. Watch this at your own leisure. I'm putting the name of it in the chat. Highly recommend it. Action-packed, full of sense of humor, and just a joy to watch. But how do we fix this? I feel once we stop gatekeeping things that don't belong to us, that's how we could get to the bottom line. The bottom line is this art is designed for anyone to enjoy, anyone to absorb. They need mediums from all of us. They need America to be invested in this at its fullest capacity, not just white people. That's absurd. Okay, if no Black people like Dragon Ball Z, it wouldn't even exist. It wouldn't be lasted this long. You guys don't hold up enough. You don't hold enough. You don't have enough followers. You don't have enough things. We carry the culture. So if we carry the culture into anime, guess what? Anime is cool again.
It was all a dream.
If you don't know that by now, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Everything that we latch on or anything that we are involved in becomes cool, whether you like it or not. So you have to deal with that. I can't help you deal with that. That's something you have to talk to your parents or a counselor or maybe some sort of therapist about. But that medium does not belong to you. They may look or resemble your skin tone, but don't forget that they were created by a Japanese person and we were all created by Allah, the Most High God. So until you control some of those attributes or you have any of those attributes, you got to stay out. You got to stay out of it. Let us cook, okay? Because I see how you cook. You like putting fish in the dishwasher. I am ODDNEGROZ1. This has been Control-Alt+BLACK. Cosplay ain't just for colonizers anymore, baby. This is Live at 5. The only show that starts at 6 o'clock.
We're going live at 5. We're going live at 5-ish. 6 o'clock. We're going live at 6 o'clock. This is 6, 5. Ooh. I don't know what you
All right. I think that's it. I had a few more things, but I think I wrapped it up. I said my piece. You know how I feel. I feel like, again, let people be fans. We got people like Megan Thee Stallion, Donald Glover, Michael B. Jordan, the Wu-Tang Clan. These are all people that are really heavy into nerdy Blackness, and just let them cook. Ain't nobody messing with your casseroles. And the more people that get involved, the more people they inspire, and then we get more cool shit. Don't you want cool shit? So, to cool shit in the future, going forward, okay? Open your mind. Stop being such a turtle. All right, don't forget to love yourselves, and we'll love you back. I've been your host, ODDNEGROZ1. This has been a very long show. What are you going to do? All right. I'll see you tomorrow. X gonna give it to you, but we're just looking at clips and dips. Nothing too serious.
Regular, degular. It's regular. No.
Again, like I said, don't forget to love yourselves and we love you back. I've been your host, ODDNEGROZ1. I'm out of here. Don't forget to like and share the video. Share it to someone you love or someone you hate. And yeah, see you soon. I hope this was fun for you. I hope you got some joy. I learned some stuff tonight, as I always do. All right. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being a good sport. Support the video any way you know how. Wish a nigga.
I wish a nigga.
Like, you subscribe and share.
I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. I've got plenty of interests, and I'm on Pinterest. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a black nerd. And I'm not going away, it's in my DNA. Know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. I like a bicycle thief and Georgia O'Keeffe. I don't know if you heard, but I'm a black nerd. And there are many of us.
They're going after the chip.
The same reason they love my phone. These little guys are drawn to data.
What do you mean drawn to data?
It's intelligent. The more data it consumes, the smarter it gets.
These things eat data.
Exactly.